go live once you click the go live, but I think we're live. So ladies and gentlemen, hello, what's up? Thank you for tuning in for another one of these sit-down fireside chats. Today we're talking to the wonderful Diane Sencer, who in the previous books had played several characters, but mainly Penelope, and now she's back playing Okan, one of the squad leaders in Thatch's platoon. And what's up? How you doing?
I'm good.
Like I haven't been talking for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm really good. I'm a little bit tired. I've just come back from shooting a commercial in Poland, which was really awesome. Yeah, and I'm delighted to be still part of the Smokepit series, even though we lost Penelope. I was delighted to live on, but as a different character, as Okan. I'm so happy to still be in the books because obviously, although I'm a comic, so for those of you who don't know me, hello, I'm a stand-up comedian and an actor. Yeah, I get to do the acting thing as well. And like I said, I just did a commercial in Poland, so I'm a little bit because the timings are a bit funny. But yeah, it's really just so exciting to be in the series, and what's really exciting for me is I get to play a space marine,
which that's a different kind of character than you normally play, because like more often than not, when I see you acting, it's in a ad for a commercial on Twitter, and it's like I don't even think we have that in the United States, but neat that I'm getting that. Why is she low crawling through like a hidden temple? What's up there?
Oh my gosh, you've seen that one. That's pretty cool that you've seen that one. So that was for Maersk Shipping, and they set up this whole idea that there was like an Indiana Jones temple,
right.
And I'm this woman trying to deliver I'm trying to find, like, I think the ultimate logistics company, which is Maersk, and they're in a temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I obviously, like, you can get typecast as things. I'm very fortunate that I do a lot of commercials. I mean, obviously, I would love to do more films and TV series.
Well, you've been in a couple movies. You were some type of heathenist witch in a horror movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in it's by a brilliant English director called Scott Lias, and it's a British indie horror, and it's kind of like a slow burn, but an apocalypse has happened. I can barely say it, mate. An apocalypse has happened, and yeah, I was playing a shrieking mad woman in a church, which, you know, like I said, you can get typecast for these things. And obviously, when you look at me, you think shrieking witch. Oh, she'll nail it. But yeah. The great thing about audio is obviously, as much as you can sort of flex your emotion and your voice, means you actually get a wider range of characters to play and writing. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I get typecast. Like I've been very lucky. I do mainly do commercials, and they're so like crazy and weird commercials, and they're brilliant. You sort of spend a couple of days shooting some zany stuff, and you just think, how does this relate to washing machines? Like, you're just like, I can't work it out, but never mind.
Yeah. In your last special, I think you were talking about that a little bit, where like 90% of your job is holding something up and smiling at the camera going, brush your teeth. Which that was brilliant, by the way. I don't know if we've talked since you've had that out, but Sweet and Sorry, your last special, like I watched it because I watched it right when it came out, and then I made my wife watch it, and then I had company in town like a week after that, and I made them watch it too. So it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Oh no, I really appreciate it. You're like my American promoter. I really appreciate it. I feel like you are literally half my views on YouTube.
I mean, I might be, but also like the Smokepit voice actor gang is kind of sort of like a little mini friggin' Diane Sencer like fan club. And it's funny because if you go into the comments and stuff, especially in the first 3 books, you know, chapters that were very Penelope heavy, they'd be like, I see Lady Diane is up to it again. It's like, oh, all right, cool.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I need to. Oh, that's neat. Oh, hi, gang. I've got to say, it's the only way I can say hi through here. That's really lovely. That's really great to hear, because like obviously it's a bit different. Like I'm used to live performing when I do the stand-up, and I'm
Right.
used to having a director when I do the acting. So either way, you know, I get feedback quite
like direct feedback.
instantaneously.
Yeah.
Yeah, like straight away, like, okay, that's, you know, can you do it this way, blah, 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 blah. And when I'm doing comedy, you know, they'll laugh or they won't. And that's very instructive. But the interesting thing about doing your books is like it's really helpful that you write all the notes. So kind of I've got an idea of where the character is, what the character is feeling, and what kind of the character's driving towards, you know. But on the day, it's just me with my little microphone going, I hope this is what Trip is wanting, you know. But at the same time, which is why it takes me a while, because I end up sending about 3 takes for each line, don't I?
And like one of the things, I was trying to figure this out at the beginning when I was just starting this. I was like, hey, how do I tell people to do what? And the first couple people I was, you know, interacting with, the way I directed them, they just sounded like me. And it's like, I don't want that. So over the course of, you know, doing it, I figured out that, you know, for our purposes on this, it works out a lot better if it's like, hey, here's this character, have fun with them. They might have this accent. They're happy here. They're mad here. Go with it. And it turns out, I think, better for say sound diversity or character diversity, right? So instead of everyone is talking like this because I talk like this, I talk like this. Other characters like this. And you know, it's more like a realistic back and forth, because you're out in the world in real life and there's 5 people talking. They don't all talk the same, like this, blah, blah, blah.
No. And do you find that, like, because you give them that freedom, do you find that sometimes when you listen to the recordings that the actors send you, that they have, like, do you find that there's something kind of fresh and new for you, even though you wrote the lines?
Right.
Do you ever discover that?
Yeah. And like, I would have like an idea of each character in my head, but like in my head, they look like this and they act like this. And, you know, obviously the voice actor can't get away from how they're acting, or that character's acting, but they can kind of make their own thing with their, I guess, delivery or perception of that character. Kind of like in the last one, you know, with you as Okan, like I didn't write her as being like Kiwi. I just had Mars as like hey, this is like the Five Eyes Alliance and the Russians are over here. So like non-American, native English speaking accent. I don't really care if it's, you know, Canadian or Scottish or, you know, something. And you brought that New Zealand thing to a table, which I thought was hilarious in the edit, because every once in a while, you know, you'd say line in New Zealand, line in Kiwi. I'm going to do 5 lines in Cockney and then a bunch of swearing. Sorry, I got to do that again. She's not Cockney, and then roll back.
Well, I mean, yeah, I want it because you gave me that option. And I do love the idea that the people in Mars are like a conglomeration. They're kind of like a commonwealth. So they could be anybody. And I mean, I have got quite an embarrassing statement to make right now. Okay. I thought Okan was Australian, but my accent clearly wavered so much that it's coming across as New Zealand. But I genuinely thought see, this to me is New Zealand. It's very closed. I was playing Okan wider as an Aussie, but now I'm worried that you think she's a Kiwi.
Well, to be fair, she grew up on Mars, so she wasn't actually either.
Yeah. So that's our get out clause.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, to be fair with that though, like there are some places where somebody says 2 words and I'm like, you are from this block in this city. And then other places where it's like, all right, this person's from Washington or Alaska or Canada. They're not from Hawaii, right? That's nowhere near any of those.
Yeah. There's every so often you can hear a tiny, like in England, because we have so many accents here, all around the UK, so many accents, and then within even the specific regions, you can have like the differences between there's a difference between like a Devon accent and a Dorset accent, and they're sort of barely on a map. I mean, especially for America, where I'm pretty sure the whole of the UK fits inside Texas. So
France fits inside Texas.
Oh well then.
Yeah.
So I get it, but it was it was really great because I kind of pictured her as this like she can be out in the sun all day. She's very practical, doesn't take any shit. Like I really picked up like a lot from the description. And so when you said, oh, you can make her whatever you want, I didn't picture Ocon as like, like French, like, oh my goodness, so we should go and storm. Oh no, we have to go onto the big deck. Like it was just completely wrong. I wanted a voice for her that sounded like she could give a punch and take a punch. I wanted a voice that sounded like she probably did smoke too much and
and also very authoritative. Like, and we're not.
Yeah.
She doesn't develop from zero in the story. When we meet her, she's already a squad leader. So it's like, hey, this, let's go, fucking get your shit together. And then like that's one of the reasons like I made her tough like that, just so at the end, like when the zombie shows up and everybody has a fucking breakdown, it's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm reticent to give spoilers, Trip. Are we supposed to give spoilers?
Well, the fourth book is all the way out on YouTube. So like,
okay.
That's on them. If they didn't listen to it so far. It's been out for a week.
You'll have to put like a thing in the description saying there are spoilers in this. When that scene when Ocon finds the zombie, wow, that was so different because you're with this kind of battle hardened person all the way through, and like obviously to do her scenes, especially the scenes where she's in combat. I'm running around.
You were very physical with that, because like you do a line and then I'd hear, hold on a second, and then it sounds like you're heaving and panting, doing push-ups or jumping jacks or something, and then like desk rattle. Oh, here's the line, and then here's the line. It was fun to edit.
Well, like I love audiobooks. I love them. Like I'm always driving to gigs and I'm driving to work, and I love being swept up in the moment. And when you gave me those battle scenes, I mean, look at me. I'm basically sort of a bit of a wonky Mary Poppins. Like it's very unlikely that anybody's going to give me the chance to be this battle-hardened space marine. So I was over the moon. And so whenever there was a battle scene, I was visualizing what she's doing, because that's what the listeners are going to do. They're going to see this. They're going to see the shit. They're going to see Ocon. They're going to watch all the action. So I was like, well, if she's got a gun, she's going to be covered in this kit. It's going to be super heavy. She's going to be running because she's trying to catch up. Maybe she's trying to shoot somebody, or she's holding fire. So yeah, in between the takes, I was like, right, I've got to work out how exhausted is she? Is she just sat down chatting? No, she's running, but how tired? So I had to kind of have about 4 levels of. Ocon has like 4 levels of exertion and 2 levels of drunk.
Yeah, I mean, because they do get into it too. Like she fights hard, but she does also party hard. Because there was that scene where they're in port in space, not Thailand or not Singapore.
Yeah. The 4 floors of whores.
Yeah, which is a real place, by the way. But they get in a fight with all the hookers, and then they get their ass beat and wake up in the brig, and they don't have a good time about it. But there's also what you did to put yourself in that position in the first place, and it involves a lot of whiskey and a lot of Chinese prostitutes. I
mean, well, there's that. Right, I have 2 questions now. Okay, question number 1: 4 floors of whores. Is it like a casino? Do they remove all the windows and the clocks?
No, so it's in
Ah,
Singapore. Its real name is the Orchard Tower. And imagine a like high-rise apartment building.
yeah.
But the first 4 floors of it are like a mall. And then instead of having like, a clothing store and a shoe store and a electronics store, it's whorehouse, whorehouse, whorehouse.
Wow. So is it
Yeah.
like this is the Gap version of whores? This is the Bed Bath and Beyond version of whores? Is it like you get a different type of
Um,
whore?
Yeah, it was from what I remember. It was been a while since I've been there. But it was like, here's the we think that we're cowboys and Texas hookers. Here's the we're pandering to people who want to bang Chinese princesses hookers. These ones are just Filipino like sex slaves. Don't go into that one. X, Y, Z, whatever. This one's just going to give you a really good massage. But the thing about that is, those are fun places to go to in Asia. Even if you're not planning on banging chicks there, because they want you to be liquored up so that you're more okay with the idea of banging a hooker. So beer is super cheap. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna go get shit house for $5 because a beer is a quarter, and then at some point I'm gonna
Wow.
give a chick $20 to leave me alone.
Wow. Okay. So that was my other. Okay. So number one, I'm loving this. I'm loving the fact that
Yeah,
it's like a mall, but
yeah.
you just have, oh look, halls with candles. Um or something.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant because also I imagine that it's quite safe for the people working there, which makes me
Yeah.
happy. But the second thing is, and here's my question, how's the food?
Delicious. Delicious.
Is it? I
Yes.
did wonder. Now, is it delicious just because it's like Singaporean food, or is it actually delicious? Full stop.
Uh Both. I
Well,
would say
that is
both.
cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
But if you ever go to Singapore, my suggestion would be to go to the little Chinatown there, because most of Singapore, it's on an island and most of it's a city, and it's like New Yorkish style, right? Like big downtown, everything's nice and pretty. But if you go to like the Chinatown, that's where all like the street vendors are. That's where all the tourists like go buy your wife a dress or like get your Chinese luck symbol type stuff is. But that's also where you would get like a bucket of beer and then like fresh seafood. So I was there in 2011 or 12, and I was there for a couple days, with the ship I was on, and we were standing in line at this place, and there's this like wall of aquariums like by the line, right? And while we're waiting to go in, we're looking at the fish, and there's this crab, and it's snapping at me, and I'm like, is it snapping at me or is it just snapping? I'm moving back and forth. It's snapping at me wherever I go. And then we get a table, and they're like, hey, what do you want to eat? I'm like, can I have that crab? And they're like, yeah. So they went and go grab that crab. I'm like, snap at me, bitch, I'll eat you. But then we're like, all right, so we want a beer, or we want beers because we're important. You can't drink on ships, so you got to get it out, right? So we're like, all right, we want a beer. A beer is $6. That's a lot. Okay, all right, whatever. You pay for your beer, and they bring you out a 2-liter glass bottle of beer for $6, and it's like, oh, it's a 2-liter. Okay, yeah, no, we're gonna have a good time.
What? 2 liters for $6?
Yeah, I mean,
My
granted,
word.
this was 13 years ago in Asia, but
Well, I mean, I have briefly gone through Singapore, but only the airport, you
yeah,
know? Yeah,
that that's
I'm one of those people. I've never made it the destination in itself. That's not to say it won't be one day. I
yeah.
mean, I think that the only reason that I'd actually go in would be possibly because of the Formula One, because my husband is a big Formula One fan. So if we like, I can think that would be a reason we might go, but apart from that, I may have to just I may have to live without the trip to the Orchard. What was it called? The Orchard
I
Tower.
think the Orchard Tower, but
You know what
everyone
it's
just calls it
making
the
me
4
think
floors of
of?
course.
The Dread with Carl Urban as Dread. It's making me
Yeah,
think of peach trees.
yeah.
Like,
This place was much cleaner, but also I love that movie. That was underrated. I'm so mad they never made a Dread 2.
well, I mean, what flummoxes me is it was a beautiful film.
Mhm.
It was really brilliantly done. It's got such great rewatch value, and the casting was superb. Like it was just on point. It was on point.
Yeah.
And you know what? The cult following that it's gained over time, you would think that that would kind of be enough, because sometimes that does happen. Like sometimes the cult following, like, oh, I feel like that's what happened with the Chronicles of Riddick. I don't know why I've got little bits of fluff everywhere. I'm just going to live with it.
Yeah.
And
are we getting Riddick 4 sometime soon, though?
We're not.
I heard something about that. I don't know if that was just somebody making a comment on Facebook or.
I'd be super happy.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really super, that Dread film, and on point. And yeah, like you, I was just a bit gutted that it never got another one. Have you seen any like fresh new sci-fi films? Because I think the newest one I've seen recently is Romulus, Alien Romulus.
Yeah, which is great. I love that.
It is incredible. It's absolutely incredible, because somehow it manages to take the lore, like we go straight back to the first two films, and yet we get something really new and exciting at the same time. And it's beautifully done, and it's so epic. And it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, no, I wanted to go see that in the theater, and there was parts of it where I was just like in awe of just what I was looking at. Like that scene where the space station ship thing is crashing into the gas giant's rings and falling apart, like in the background. It's like, why are you not focused on that? That's awesome. Oh, she's about to die. Okay, all right, I'm supposed to be looking at that, not this thing in the background. But it's
incredible. It's incredible. If you were gonna get a film deal on your audiobooks,
yes, ma'am,
would you do like a Star Wars, and would you start not at the start, or would you like, where would you start? Because remember, you've got one shot, right? You got one shot. Let's pretend you got one movie. So you think, if I can prove how good this is, then hopefully everybody will go, oh my God, we need the rest of these. So which book would you pick?
I don't want to talk about it here because of spoilers, but probably the 9th book.
Okay, that's all you need to say. So in order to capture to go, do you know what? This is going to be the one that's going to make everybody go, all right, I need to know how the hell we got here. Yeah. Where the hell we're going. Okay, cool. Just wanted to know. Yeah. We don't have to talk about anything else.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much, but like the series, as it goes on, it just gets more and more different, right? Because like when it starts off, it's about, a Marine and his corpsman buddy just being assholes in Oceanside, and that, quickly evolves into, war stories. And then like there's aliens there, and now we're on a Russian space station fighting zombies. How did we get here from dudes hanging out at a strip club?
Awesome. Okay.
So it gets just that much more different as it goes. So, but yeah.
But I'm glad that like you're willing to be flexible for the market, and I'm glad you're willing to go, no, do you know what? The 9th one, we'll get them all in, and then and then they'll love it so much we'll get the budget to make the others. That'll be cool. Yeah. So sign me up. I'm in it.
Yeah. I mean, the problem though is just because of how long stuff takes to get made. If I had my say in it, it would be an animated series instead, just because it's like, all right, we have these actors and we need these 5 people to look like they're 20 for the entirety of production. So we got to either get someone that's like 25 and age them down and then like let them grow into it, or like get really good with makeup, or we could just animate it and voice actor it. But I
love that idea. What style of animation would you go for?
Oh, that's the $1 million question. I know what I would want. I would want it to look like something Studio Gainax made in the 80s. So like either Cowboy Bebop or like one of the mid-tier Gundams. But that actual answer is like whatever the studio is going to pay to make it. So whatever's
yeah. That's the correct answer. Whatever the person with the money says, this is a great idea, and you go, oh my God, great, thank you, yes.
How many zeros are you putting behind that? Okay, all right, yeah, fine, whatever, do whatever you want.
Yeah, as long as they're making it, that's good. I was part of a photography project called oh my god, oh, it's by a fantastic photographer called David Stewart. I know that much. It will come to me. And it was about the people behind the advertising campaigns.
Okay.
So it was about, like we're talking the production company, the production house, like the people, the client. And we didn't have it on this job that I've just done, which was great. And in fact, I've been really fortunate the last few jobs that I've had. The client has trusted the artistic team, and it's been really, really great. And it's been an actual team working event. But back in the day, like, and I mean really back in the day, like I'm talking about 10 years ago, maybe more. Yeah.
I mean, because you've also been at it for a while.
Yeah. Like, so, like, for example, okay, this ad that I shot, it would have been around 2008, for example.
Okay.
And I remember the client, the production, the client was sat, they were basically all, I mean, I was young at the time, but they were definitely younger than me. And everybody sat there with like their Apple Mac laptops, and they were just like making suggestions to rationalize their jolly out of the office. Like, as long as they made a suggestion, it was like, oh no, I do need to be here, guys. Like, my creative input is really important. And it got to the point where the director just, he was at his wit's end, because he just sort of came in and went, I'm not really sure what ad we're shooting right now. Like, okay. And he said, yeah, we've got more suggestions from the team and we're really happy to oblige. And I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, it used to be like that, but I think people have moved on a bit, and they like allow, I mean, especially because you're the original creator, like you are the inventor of this entire kind of epic universe. So you would kind of hope that you would have a little bit of an input.
Yeah. I'm only saying that because if I mention the reptilians that are puppet mastering me right now, they'll sacrifice me to the devil. So I can't talk about them. No, but like I've had problems similar to that in the past. Not on this, but like back when I was in the Marines, it was photo, video, visual information type stuff for a bit. And there'd be times where like you go and you make a video and you do this entire thing yourself, and then the person that comes to like check it like changes the color grading like 1 dot over so they can put their fucking name on it too. And it's like,
I've got a question. When you're being puppeted by a reptilian master, is it like hand up the butt puppeteering, or is it
straight up, like right up the butt, like what was that movie? I think
do you find like reptile scales hurt your bum hole?
Only when they don't use the appropriate amount of lube. No, what was that movie though? I think it was The Other Guys, where Samuel L. Jackson was like, "Shut the fuck up! If I want your opinion, I will stick my fist up your ass and puppet your mouth." It was funny. That
is a great film. That is a great film. I love that film. I think is it Mark Wahlberg?
And Will Ferrell, I think, was the other guy in that one.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. But also, I think you have Dwayne Johnson and Samuel L. Jackson, because they play like the amazing like hard cops, and Mark Wahlberg. He is a really brilliant comic actor. Like, I know everybody knows Will Ferrell is an amazing comedian, but like Mark Wahlberg is just, he's brilliant for me because he does comedy in such a deadpan, sincere way.
Yeah,
I love it. I know. He did Ted. All right, yeah, we know, and all of that. But
most of the time he's not ridiculous.
That was the first film that I really saw him as super, super, super funny. Yeah. Sorry, I just digressed there because I was asking about like.
Wait, you didn't think Boogie Nights was hilarious?
Oh my god! No, wait, is that the one where he's Dirk Diggler?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, Oh no, I've only got like harrowing flashbacks of that film of like I just remember it just all going horridly wrong.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it like being hungover thinking, yeah, I should probably clean up my act.
All right, where's the closest church? I gotta go now.
Yeah.
What do you mean they're not? What do you mean they're not open till Sunday? Damn it! Fuck.
Okay, I'm gonna sit here and do churchy things till you do open. You're welcome.
Wait, you guys are Catholic. That means I could drink the whole time, right?
Oh, what was it? It was something to do with Dirk. I'm sorry, my brain is absolutely gone. But I was saying, like, for the people watching, apologies. I've been at very strange hours filming.
Yeah, up filming commercials in the middle of the night, like you're sneaking into something.
Yeah, it does feel like that. I mean, sometimes you literally have to. Like, if you're filming on location
at night.
Yeah, you have to go there at a funny time when there aren't real people there. Because often, even
wait. If there's not real people there,
yeah,
what kind of people are there? Are they clay people? Are they other Illuminati puppets?
More reptiles. Definitely a lot of satanic worshippers.
Oh. And it's the middle of the night, and they're wearing robes. So
yeah, I don't know why they still love the robe thing. I mean, you would think that like Satanism would move on, you know, like the devil wears Prada. Prada, as far as I can tell, does not make satanic robes. I could be wrong. Maybe it's in their, you know, their 2026 collection. I'm finding it hilarious, by the way, that Chinese manufacturers are saying, "Hey, come and buy all the fashion stuff for cheap," like because of the tariffs. They're all going, "Just come to China and buy it." And I think they're now being sued by Hermes or something. I think it's insane. I mean, like, how are you doing? Because obviously I'm British, so I'm just kind of watching this, going, "Oh my god, this is a lot." This is a lot. Like, I only get what my YouTube algorithm shows me.
Right.
So do you mind me asking? Like, because I'm sure
that from what I can tell, a lot of that is just fear mongering, because it's like, hey, we're doing this with tariffs and things are gonna be bad and shit's gonna get more expensive. And then you look at it for 2 minutes and it's like, okay, so we threaten these people with tariffs. They dropped the tariffs that they've had on us since the 90s. And nothing changed prices. So like the only reason you'd know this is going on would be if you were watching the news.
Okay, so you think yeah, it's interesting. I do notice sometimes how the news likes to really needle a story, and you think, why are you still going on about this? Like, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know, actually. Yeah. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
But it happens the other way. It happens to the UK. Like, when I was flying back, I'm sat next to this dude, right? And he's like, "Oh, are you from the UK?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "And where do you live?" I said, "London." And he went, "Oh, right. Okay. Is it safe?" And I went, "Yeah." Like, I was thinking, well, I mean, kind of. I mean, it depends what you do. Like, if you sort of get drunk and run naked across the dual carriageway, no, it's not safe.
That just sounds like sound advice, though, right?
What?
That's just sound advice.
Don't get drunk and run into the middle of oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
But he sort of said to me, "Oh, you know, oh, okay." And then he said, Are you worried about the gangs? And I'm like, what? Like, when he said that, I was like, my first thought, okay, what's your first thought when I say that? Okay, because I'm going to ask you, as an American, what is your first thought? What are these gangs, these English gangs? What do you think they are? Like,
all right, so you're gonna have to forgive my racism here, but like when you say English gangs, I think of a bunch of dudes in top hats and sticks spinning them around, snapping their fingers, saying "Oi!" But
okay,
I don't know if it's racism because you guys are white, but I watch too many movies.
So, okay, so your idea is men with top hats And do we have canes? Like
I'm,
basically,
I'm, thi- I'm thinking of the guy from Mary Poppins, the Dick Van Dyke character, but mean.
Oh, like chimney sweeps.
Yeah, but mean.
Pick your nose up, step in time. Yeah, I get
And then
it.
he pops you on the head with a cane and like takes your, I don't know, whatever you got in your front pocket and skips off. I don't know. I haven't been to England.
Okay, so all right. Well, that's good. I like that. I like that interpretation of an English gang. It's very good. But when I thought he meant knife crime gangs, right? So I start going to him.
Is that not what he was talking about?
What?
Was that not what he was talking about?
Well, the problem is I assumed he was talking about knife crime gangs, but I never said it. And he never said explicitly what he was talking about. And it was only when I told my husband, Kevin, I got asked about gangs on the plane, because clearly I'm very gangster. And
there's a hard R on gangster, right?
There's a hard R in gangster.
Gangster, not gangsta.
No, gangster.
Oh,
that's
okay,
it,
right.
darling. That's all
right.
that's all you need to say. We don't need to. I mean, no, the R is the favorite use of the American. You get the R. It's yours. Okay. I love how much you love the R. It's like the Irish. They love the L's. They say film. I love it. It's great.
Yeah. They also pronounce TH with an F.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they say thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
A lot of English people say thank you. We go, thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you too.
Yeah, he meant like my husband was like, well, do you think he meant the gangs that commit the SA crimes? Because I'm aware you're going to put this probably on YouTube and I want to make it applicable. And I was like, oh dear Lord, I thought he meant knife crime because we've got both, sadly. And when I started talking to him, I was going, oh, well, as long as you don't hang out with them, you're not really going to be affected, are you? It all tends to be, oh, I know you, you know, no. And I just realized this must have sounded so bizarre to this dude. But his version of the UK has come to him all through the news. So exactly what you were talking about with the tariffs and the fear mongering because of what you are experiencing. Yeah, he had this completely petrifying idea that he's going to come to the UK and I don't know, be essayed or be attacked with a knife or something. And I was like, no, but if you cut in front of other people, you might get a or a
my big fear with coming to the UK, which I want to at some point, but I want to go see Stonehenge, and I'm afraid that I'm going to accidentally awaken the Welsh giants and then usher in the end of days, and that wouldn't be good for anybody.
I mean, do you know, if you're going to do that, not that I'm encouraging you to usher in the end of days, but if you're going to do that, then make sure you do it on the solstice. Because if you do it on the solstice, they do actually open up Stonehenge to allow the Druids, to actually do a procession. And you can actually go up and touch these incredibly ancient, wonderful stones. And I don't know if they still do that. So if you do want to come to the UK and visit Stonehenge and awaken the end of days, then I'd recommend doing it on the solstice. And everybody,
does it matter which? Can I do spring or fall or?
No, it must be the summer one. It must be the summer equinox. It must be. You can't do it on the other one because nobody's going to let you go touch a stone on a cold day. The idea is preposterous.
So then what would you do if I called you and then you're like, why is Trip calling me? And you pick it up and it's a video call and I've got my tongue stuck to one of the rocks because it's cold and I licked it. I'm like, Diane, I know you're close. I need help. Come pull me off. Call the police.
First of all, I take a screenshot. Then then I definitely work out how to make the phone record what it was showing me. And then I would ask you to explain yourself with your tongue glued to the rock. And then I guess I would ask you to this is immediate help, mate. This is immediate help. You can't wait for me to drive to Stonehenge to help with this. So then I would, you'd have to show it around, and maybe a Welsh giant or a druid or some kind of Celtic spirit. I would say to them, could you please help my friend? And maybe you'd be okay. I don't know if Welsh giant, I mean, is that how you bring about the end of the apocalypse? You lit Stonehenge?
I have no idea. The only thing I really know about Stonehenge was that it was built by Welsh giants, and it was probably a calendar. And it's cool.
I don't know if it was a calendar.
I said probably a calendar.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I mean,
in the same way that the pyramids were probably a calendar.
No, they're batteries. They're batteries.
Did you see they found a bunch of shit under
them? Yes, but I can't, beyond actually saying those words, a bunch of shit, I can't actually describe any more than that, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's like they use some like radar or LiDAR, and they're like, oh yeah, these are just the tops. The pyramids are actually the top of whatever structure this is. There's a bunch of stuff down there. It's like, oh,
I just think it's absolutely incredible. I think it's absolutely incredible, our planet and the history of our planet. And we're at this wonderful moment in existence where we have got this incredible technology, which is uncovering such previously hidden secrets. I mean, have you seen that what they're going to do now is they've actually scanned the entire Titanic wreck, and they're going to create a sort of immersive experience where you can walk up to these life-size scans of the Titanic, and essentially it's going to feel like you're on the ocean floor looking at this intensely imposing, mind-numbing wreck. I mean, you're literally in the midnight zone and beyond of so deep in the ocean. I think it's just absolutely incredible. I think we really live in I think we live in such an amazing age, and I really hope that they sort of do this all over the world, this exhibit. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will, because I can't wait to go see it. But so your books of going through space, we're already kind of partially there.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, maybe less Blue Origin flights, or maybe better Blue Origin flights, just without all the cringy kind of nonsense.
I love the memes about that, though. I saw one earlier today where it was AI picture of Katy Perry, but she was like, I went to church once, I can be the Pope.
I honestly, when you and I promote our stuff, right, all the time, right? I mean, your drive to promote stuff is so laudable. It's amazing, because you're constantly like, honestly, like, I'm so impressed. Like, you've got it now. You're like, here are all my LinkedIn's, here's my stuff, and you're always like absolutely pumping out content. It's absolutely incredible. Like, honestly,
thank you.
You're welcome. But what I think is good is that you've always been honest with it, and you've always said, I'm trying to write a book. This is what happens when you got writer's block. Buy my book. This is my art. Look, if you don't buy it, I'm going to burn it. Like, it's a real honest experience of you showing us your artistic creations. It's brilliant. Katy Perry going to space, and then rather than absorbing the fact that she's in space, like, I mean, they're on the cusp of space, they are floating, they are like, it's such an incredible opportunity, absolutely incredible, to truly see the world with no training. Like, I'm sorry, but telling somebody how to put a seatbelt on is what happens every time you get on a plane. Like, they said they were astronauts. No, they weren't. I'm sorry, but you're not an astronaut. Like, not doing that. No. And I think that's quite rude to astronauts, because it's implying that all you need to do is be told, how to lube up to get into your lycra suit, and how to bloody put your jacket on.
Yeah, it really does wonders for my imposter syndrome. It's like, no, I can do this. Obviously, I cannot. Fucking Jesus Christ! All right, I'm gonna go. Guns taste good, right? Let's put one of those in my mouth.
But yeah, when she's floating up there and she got out the set list or something on that bit of paper for her tour,
yeah,
I was grossed out. I thought that is the most disgusting display of just complete like disassociation from what's happening.
right.
Like, you are so, I mean, God, take a break, mate. Take a break. Look at life around you. She couldn't stop that self promotion for just like
Right.
what, 11 minutes just to look at the incredible space in front of her. I mean, what about looking the other way? Looking at all the stars when you're not on the planet. I mean, oh my word, what a sight that would have been. I cannot believe she's there like doing the daisy and the set list. I was revolted. Like, it didn't matter to me, like, really what was going on the circus around it anyway. To be honest with you, I thought they looked pretty cool in their blue suits. I thought it looks pretty good. I'm a Star Trek fan. I like a blue onesie, you know. But they shouldn't have worn blue, though. None of them were engineers. And actually, that's wrong.
That's a deep cut that I appreciate.
One of them was.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But when she did that, I was like, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
I just
the other thing though is like, I don't want to make it to be that, you know, if you go to space, like it needs to be treated like a religious experience. But there's so many friggin' stories I've heard from, you know, people. I haven't heard them personally, but you read it online where, you know, somebody went to space for the first time and then like they get up there and they're like, oh, there's no God. Or they get up there and like, oh, there is a God. Or they go up there and they're like, I cannot talk about this. I don't know how to describe it, but it's not necessarily a religious experience, but it's akin to one. And it's like, so you just didn't. So did you not appreciate that? Or are you actually a lizard person?
Right? Like, like the majesty of space could not interrupt her ego.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like the majesty of our solar system was not enough to wrestle Katy Perry's attention away from promoting her tour. That's just incredible to me. I mean, they say that Meghan Markle is deluded, and having what I've seen, I would agree. But that was amazing for me, particularly because like you, like we both love sci-fi. We both love space. I mean, and how much do you know how much those tickets were?
I'm gonna guess there was more zeros than I've ever had, but
yeah, that's the noise you make when you read it. 5. Ooh,
damn. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that's the other thing though, is like I get caught up in that, just seeing that on TV. Like, did you ever play the video game Alien Isolation?
Oh my God, I've got it on my computer. Where is that, where you're running around like the
It's basically Alien Romulus.
Yeah. And like oh yeah, I die very quickly.
Yeah, but there's one scene in that game that like it bothers me now still, because you have to go outside to like flip a switch or something right before the alien gets you, and you only have like 5 seconds of oxygen. You got to go real quick in and out. But while you're out there, you have like the sun, the gas giant, and like all the stars, and you're looking at it in a box this big, but it's like the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And it's like, I really wish I could appreciate this, but I'm about to die if I don't, you know, flip switch and get away from Alien. But it's like, dude, if I can appreciate that kind of beauty on this.
Yeah. How could you not do it in real life? Like, and also you have to think about all the physicality of it, like the feeling of the G-force as you leave the planet, like that feeling, and then the weightlessness, just insane. I mean, the closest that I think, I mean, I think you could maybe get on one, you know, because you have a service record. And I think that from what I've heard, I think I like the way that America treats their veterans. I wish we did more of that here. I wish we let Americans on the Americans.
You guys have your own Marines and soldiers and sailors. Like, people call it the Royal Air Force, and you don't confuse which Royal Air Force it is. It's like, oh, the Royal Navy's coming. Which Royal Navy? There's one. There's exactly one Royal Navy. Their country's name isn't even in the fucking title, and you know who you're talking about.
I wish we treated our veterans like a bit more in line with how yours treated. Like, I wish we did stuff like let them on the plane first and said thank you for your service. And like, maybe if we treated people better after giving service to the country, like, yeah. But anyway, maybe you could get somebody to get you on the Vomit Comet. Like, that's that plane, isn't it? That kind of but, or is it just for astronauts where it goes and then it goes down, it does the parabola flight, so you go weightless, because it's like,
actually, I think you would have a better chance of doing that than I would, because they use that a lot in movies, and you might be able to use your acting credentials to go be in a commercial that's got to be flightless. I am a big fan of gravity. I've been in a couple situations where there wasn't gravity for one reason or another, and I never want to be back in those again. There's one time we're going out, this is on shift deployment, right? But we go out in helicopters and we come back, and we've been up for 3 days, 2 hours of sleep, and we're about to land on the aircraft carrier, but there's a storm going on, so the aircraft carrier is doing this and the helicopter's kind of doing this because the wind's going all over the place. And we're all sitting in the back of the helicopter, and we're kind of looking around like, all right, I don't want to be the first guy to put my breathing apparatus thing in, but we're going into the fucking drink. So I slowly just put the oxygen thing on my mouth, and then everybody around me kind of gives me a dirty look and then does it too. And we landed. We didn't flip over and die, but it was kind of no, I like gravity. I want to be firmly on the ground. I want the next time I don't know what gravity is when I'm meeting God. Like, I'm good.
All right then. Okay. Well, do you know what? I was flying to Luxembourg once for a gig, and oh my God, I think I talk about this even in one of my shows, because it was so bad. The plane was
the whole time.
Oh my God. But what I don't mention in the show, because it's just the truth, and is that I'm there, nuns are crossing themselves, the pilot's just jabbering through the thing, but the best part about it was the air stewardess. She was hanging on to the ceiling because things were popping open, everything's flying everywhere. She's hanging on to the trolley, she's going like this, right? But the whole time her face is like this.
Fucking Mondays, am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
I even said to her, as it's shaking and everything, shit's falling everywhere, I said, because I'm like, meh. I'm like, is this normal? And she went, no, it's just today. I was like, all right then.
Yeah.
And as soon as I realized how pissed off she was, I was like, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
Yeah, no, that's one of those other things I think's funny about the differences between American and European culture, because where Luxembourg is to you, I would just drive there if that was that close over
here. No. I mean, I love audio books, but no, that's a flight for us, darling. I know that like the Americans, you're like, what 4,000 miles? Okay, pack the car.
I mean, think about it though. My closest airport's a 3-hour drive away from here. And then I got to figure out to do something with the car. So either I have to have someone drive me and drop me off, or I got to put it in parking, and then I got to be there 2 hours early. So by the time I'm even on the plane, I could have driven for 5 hours. And then there's the flight there, and then there's the getting off, and then getting a rental car and driving to the next part of it. So no, I mean that.
London to Luxembourg really makes sense now that you've said it like that.
Yeah, driving from London to Luxembourg, I'd be in the car.
Wow. Yeah, no, I planes, I'm pretty close to Heathrow. I see planes in the holding pattern when they're like, oh, we arrived early. So they gotta do a little loop and then they go down. But the closest I got to flying when acting was, I was a ghost in a Netflix series, and I had to do Lockwood and Co. And I had to do 5 days of wire work, where basically you wear this such a comfortable harness, and they fly you, and you have to sort of learn to fly. It's really cool.
Flap your wings, or
no, I had to sort of do this, like, because I was a witch, so I had to like kind of do that as this incredible mechanical thing is kind of swooping me everywhere. But it's really amazing. Like, it's all computer controlled, so once they program in your path of flight, you just sort of do whatever they want you to do. They just do whatever you at the speed they want to program you in. It's and I was being trained. The head stunt coordinator was the original actor who played Leonardo of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the first film.
way. That's fun.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was like, you are kidding. And we took a photo. I was like, can I just say that was one of the most amazing films of my childhood. Thank you very much, sir. I loved it.
And a half shell. Turtle power.
Yeah. Loved it. Just amazing.
Yeah. Well, on that, Diane, we are at about an hour. Do you have anything for the masses before we deuce out?
Please check out Trip's audiobooks. I'm sure you already do.
Yeah.
Big hello to the Smokebook. Sorry, Smokepit.
Oh no! Don't say fuck. That's fucking terrible.
Well, I want you to hopefully monetize this. I just like, because when I put out,
not swear in live streams?
What?
Are you not allowed to swear in live streams, or?
I mean, good grief, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm like, the YouTube is weird, because it kind of says, right, well, make sure you tell us the right rating. So I tell them the right rating, and then they go, oh, your ads are limited. Don't do this. And you're like, you asked me for the rating. This is the rating. It's called a British Married Blowjob. Trust me, this is the rating. And they're like, but you won't get ads. I know.
You get like 5 million views on that though. So I mean, or the
oh no, that was the hand job.
Hand job. One day, soon. One day.
They're companion pieces. They're bookends.
Also, though, on that, I would say, ladies and gentlemen, go watch her newest special, Sweet and Sour. This is where that bit was from. But when I was watching that with my wife, I was cackling. And then, like, me and Mallory were looking back and forth, like, you do that? No, I don't. Yes, you do. No, I don't. Shut up. It was fun.
Oh, I'm so thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Very family friendly.
If you like stand up that's a little bit saucy, then do please check out my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for inviting me to do this.
Thank you for coming on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And everyone at home, you can hear her voice more on her stand up, and then also in the next Smokepit Fairytales audio book.
Is that your little dog trying to join in?
Okay. Yeah. He is mad at everything. Always.
He was barking before when you were talking about Thailand and Singapore and the 4 floors of halls. He was blatantly like, "No, Dad, you're not going back there. You're not leaving me."
They eat dogs there, man. Don't take me. That's a myth. They're delicious, by the way. So chill out. All right.
I hope you have never actually tried dog. I would be very sad.
I will tell you about that as soon as I click in the screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen.